Today is 8 July 2024. Today I would like to discuss about the importance of dedication in the practice to achieve one's goal. In olden days, people are very dedicated. They really pay respect to the practice by being mindful all the time, not letting the defilements to enter or to overwhelm them. So the dedication is very important, and this is possible only when one has a very strong desire in the practice and also faith and confidence. Without desire, one will not apply effort in the practice, and without faith in the practice, one will not be respectful. So, if there is no desire, no faith and confidence in the practice, one will walk in a casual way. Apart from that, moral shame and moral fear are also the important factors for the practice. Moral shame is to feel ashamed to do evil deeds. Here in the practice, he reached moral shame. It is the shameful feeling of the occurrence of defilements in the mind when one is negligent. So when one is not mindful, the defilements occur very easily, and one should have the feeling of shameful in this case. Ottappa is dread or fear to do evil deeds, fear of the occurrence of defilements in the mind, on the absence of mindfulness. So when one is ashamed and when one is dreadful of polluted mind, then he applies utmost effort in noting the presently arising objects in order to stop the mind from being polluted. On the other hand, if one is lack of moral shame and moral fear, he does not care about the unwholesome dhammas and also wholesome dhammas. He does not feel ashamed, or he will not have any fear of unwholesome enemies. In the text, moral shame and moral fear are compared with the leaning board of the carriage. In the olden days, in the carriage, there is a leaning cushion, and it is very important in the carriage. Nowadays, in the car too, there is a cushion to lean on so that one can ride the car very comfortably and safely. One will not fall down from a car. In olden days, there is no car. There is only carriage or chariot to go from one place to another place. So if there is no cushion in that carries, people riding on that carries may encounter dangers. There might be an accident, they may fall down from the carries, and they may even lose their life. But if there is a cushion on the carries, people can travel to their destination safely. So too, people who are traveling to the Ghana destination, such type of leaning cushion like moral shame and moral fear is very important. Moral shame and moral fear are such cushion that can stop people from doing unwholesome deeds and make them do the wholesome deeds, so that they will not have to meet the unwanted results. Therefore, in the meditation, if the yogis possess these two mental factors of moral shame and moral fear, they will be worried about loosening the mindfulness. They are ashamed and afraid of arising of the defilements, so they become vigilant. They try very hard not to forget to observe the objects arising at that present moment. Therefore, they do their job of noting the objects more actively and energetically. So for your encouragement, I would like to discuss how the monks in the olden days practice the meditation. How much are they dedicated in the practice? In olden days too, there are different types of people, different types of monks with different level of dedication practicing the meditation. In olden days, when monks have learned a method of meditation, normally they go to the forest center to practice. They go to the forest. Staying at the forest monastery, they do their practice, and every day for bhojana, for lunch, for alms, they have to go to the village, sometimes crossing the fields on the way. So those monks practicing at the forest monastery, it could be divided into 4 kinds depending on their performance of duties. The first one is a monk who takes but does not bring back. The second one is a monk who brings back but does not take. The third one is a monk who never takes nor brings back. And the fourth one is a monk who does both, takes and also brings back. So let's see what does this mean. Here, although we say a monk, but it applies to all yogis, whoever undertaking the mindfulness practice. It is related with every single person when attending this type of retreats. So what is the meaning of the first category? Who takes but does not bring back. person or a monk goes to the village for alms after completing his duties at the monastery, such as cleaning, filling the water pots, offering the flowers to the Buddha and pagodas, etc. And also practice walking meditation, sitting meditation in order to purify his mind from hindrances, defilements. And when he was doing his duties at the monastery, he does it mindfully. On the way to village also, he is very mindful. He is noting every step of walking. And when he reached at the village, the devotees saw him, they welcomed him, they let him sit at a certain place, they offer him food, they do their duty towards him, and the monk also cooperating with them, means the monk also talking with them. At that time, he is not so mindful. This monk, after finishing the bhojana, the lunch, he leaves the village. And just outside of the village, he met young samaneras and bhikkhus, and they also take care of this monk very well. And there, they talk this and that. After that, this monk comes back to the forest monastery, and when he is coming back, he is not mindful on the way. So here, from the time a monk has taken his alms until he comes back to the monastery, he is not mindful at all. So this monk is the one who takes but does not bring back. That means he is mindful on the way to village, but he was not mindful after having lunch and after leaving the village. He forgets to be mindful of the objects offering on the way back to the monastery. So this monk is fulfilling his duty of going, but not of returning. And the second kind of monk is one who brings back but does not take. So in this case, a monk does his duty at the monastery before going for ashram. While doing his duty, he feels very hungry. So he walks very quickly to the village, not being mindful of anything. Upon reaching the village also, he gives his alms and eats very quickly. And on eating 2 or 3 spoons, he feels good. He feels good. So now he takes the rest of the food very mindfully again. And after finishing the lunch, he returns to the forest monastery, and on the way back to the monastery, he walks very mindfully. So here, this monk is not mindful on the way to village, but he is mindful on the way back. So this monk is fulfilling his duty of returning, but not of going. So he brings back, but he does not take. The third type of monk is one who never takes nor brings back, and this monk is not mindful at all. He is Pramada living with negligence. He is not doing any sasana work. He is not active, not energetic, and he is associating with people in inappropriate way. He just wanders in the village. He eats food and just returns. He is not mindful at all. And returning from the village, this monk does not maintain the mindfulness. He is a forgetful person. So this monk is not fulfilling his duty at all. So he is the one who never takes nor brings back. The fourth kind of monk is one who fulfills his four duties. He takes and also brings back. So that means he performs his monastic duty completely and mindfully. And when he goes to village for alms, he goes mindfully, noting every step. After getting alms, when he eats, he is mindful at that time too. After finishing his lunch, on returning to the monastery, forest monastery, he does not forget to note the objects. He walks mindfully and carefully. So that means this fourth kind of monk never loosens the mindfulness. He always maintains his attentiveness on the objects occurring in that very moment. So this monk fulfills his all duties of going and returning. He is the excellent person in fulfilling the duties. He is totally dedicated to the Dhamma, to the practice. So here, among the four kinds of monks, the fourth type of monk is the best one, the excellent one. So yogis also should try to behave like the fourth type of monk. Upon going to the dining place, dining hall, and returning from there after eating, the yogis should keep the mindfulness. They should maintain the mindfulness. They should walk mindfully, carefully, without looking, not looking here and there, not chatting, without chatting with fellow yogis. They should keep the mindfulness. So on the way to dining hall and from returning from the dining hall, they should always, the yogis should always note the right step and left step. While taking food also, they should try to be mindful as much as they can. And when they reach at their room, they should not lose the mindfulness. They have to be mindful of every action done in the room or in other places. Then they become excellent yogis. So to become excellent yogis, the continuity in observing the objects, continuously observing the objects is very essential, very crucial. So let's talk about some monks in olden days who keep mindfulness all the time. According to the text, in olden days, some monks are so mindful that they are very afraid of defilements. They have fear of loosening the mindfulness. So one time, there are many monks ordained at the same time, and they are living together in the forest monastery. So they make a promise, because they are living at the forest monastery practicing meditation. So they make a promise that we all are ordained in this Buddha Sasana, in this Buddha's teaching, in order to be free from all sorts of suffering. Therefore, we should not let the defilements to arise within us. We will suppress the defilements at that very moment if it arises. If it arises while walking, we should suppress it in that very moment of walking. We should not let these defilements occur until sitting or standing. The defilements occur in sitting posture should be suppressed at that very moment. And again, the defilements occur in standing posture should be suppressed at that standing posture. We should not let these defilements prolong to other postures. So they make a promise. So after making such type of promise, they continue their practice. They go to the village for alms, for food, and when they go to the village, they go in queue. On the way, if defilements arises in one monk, and if he could not suppress that defilement while going, he stops. When he stops, other monks behind him also stop. So now this monk reminds himself that the monks behind you come to know the occurrence of defilement in you. So you should suppress it. He reminds himself and he develops vipassana in that very moment. And he becomes able to suppress the defilements, and he becomes even Arya, the noble person. And this way, in the olden days, the monks suppressed the defilements by being mindful, by developing vipassana. And there is another monk called Mahapusatevantera. He is fulfilling his duty of going and returning for 19 years already. So how he was fulfilling his duty? This monk stays at the forest monastery, and he goes to the village for alms. And when he is walking, he walks mindfully, left, right. But sometimes on the way, he forgets to note. So he goes back to that place where he loosens his mindfulness of noting left, right. So every time when he forgets to note, when he loosens his mindfulness, he goes back to the spot he forgets, and from that spot he again walks mindfully. People working in the field saw this monk doing that, going back and forth, back and forth. So they gossip that whether this monk loses something or if he is confused about the way to the village. But this Mahapusa Deva, this monk, does not care about others' gossip, and he just continues to do his job of mindfulness. He is very respectful to his practice of mindfulness. So meditating that way, on the 20th year, he becomes arhat, an enlightened one, by fulfilling his duty of going and returning, being mindful all the time. He became arhat. Another example is there are 50 monks staying at the Kalingatita monastery. They are also mindfully doing sitting meditation and walking meditation. And these monks also promised themselves that they make a promise that we will not talk with each other until we become arhat. We will not talk with anyone. And when they go to the village for alms, they put water in their mouth so that they don't need to speak with people. And when they arrive at the village, when people pay respect to them, offer food to them, they just accept that and they don't say anything to those people. So the monks do not speak even a single word with the people who offer them food and take care of them. So people think, why those monks are not talking with us? Why do they not give us blessings? Are they not talking with us only, or do they not talk with each other too? We need to check. If they do not talk with each other too, that means they are not good monks. So we will chase them from the monastery. So those people went to the forest monastery to check those monks, but they found that not two monks are staying at the same place. And the monastery is also very clean and tidy. Everything is placed very systematically. So they thought, if these monks are quarreling, this monastery will not be that clean and tidy. Things will not be put systematically. So they assume that these monks do not quarrel with each other. They must be in their meditation. So after taking that way, those people return from the monastery. So here we can see that these 50 monks, these monks are also so dedicated to the practice to be free from all sufferings. So practicing that way, all monks become arhats. So maintaining the mindfulness all the time in all postures is very important. One who wants to achieve something from the meditation should practice respectfully and continuously keeping the mindfulness.
sa